Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to GNA TV. Welcome to Chelsea Fans TV. Apologies for lateness. That's on me. I do apologise about that. I'm supposed to go about an hour ago, and I do apologise once again. It's totally on me. It's my fault. Just want to get that across for anyone that says anything about that. So before we do anything, like and share the video on both channels, please. Subscribe to support both channels as well. And let's just get this going. How are we all feeling? How are we all feeling today? I mean, it's unusual. We do one of these streams now, and we actually come back with a win. A win. Now, a win's a win. That's first of all. Take the win. Take the 3 points. Desperately needed. Okay? So desperately needed. But I don't know about you. I was very strange watching that game yesterday. I was like, we won, but I don't know. I had a strange feeling. I've never had this feeling after we won a game to actually go, I'm glad we won. We needed a win. We needed a win. We're 6 points closer to 40 points. We needed a win. I thought we played well for about an hour or so. I thought, even Kai Havertz played okay in that game. Thought Felix was good, hit the bar. I thought, is it a bit muffled? I do apologise. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I need to get a better mic. You're right. But yeah, I don't know. I just tell me how everyone's feeling in the chat about that victory yesterday, because it was so needed. But I don't know. I just got this. I just got this weird feeling. It's just one of those where you go, it was needed, but man alive. Fofana's goal was lucky. The way our luck's going, Matty, we needed that luck. Do you know what I mean? Our luck stinks at this moment in time when it comes to something like that. Absolutely stinks. It does. I don't know. It's just it's one of those things, isn't it? We get there, we do well. Yesterday, it was, Chilwell played well. Thought Enzo played good. Thought Kovacic was okay. Thought all of the back three was good. That's the point as well. We changed to three at the back. How's everyone feeling at three at the back? We went back to Thomas Tuchel tactics. Who do you feel is prolonging the agony? I'm probably with you, actually. I probably feel like it's prolonging the agony as well. It's one of those where. I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's just a weird feeling at Chelsea at the moment. You wonder if it'll make the team feel better differently. A win can make them feel more like a team, maybe. Leeds have the same problems as us. They can't do anything in the final third. Yeah, that's one of the things as well. You finish with your ladies waiting to end. Yeah, waiting for the Band-Aid to come off or something like that. No, I totally agree. Yeah, it's not good whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? It's a very weird situation at the bridge. Do you know what I mean? So it's all good. It's all good. But then a win's a win. We needed that. I don't know if that makes any difference to Tuesday at all. But let me know in the chat how you're feeling. Who played well? We'll get the panel on a bit later. We'll go through the ratings of everyone. Who stood out for you that was good yesterday? Somebody said, well, yeah, I don't understand the support of Potter still in terms of give him time or something like that. But up against better opponents would have lost. Yes, you're probably right. We probably would have lost. But then again, we lost to Southampton. Are we saying Southampton are better than Leeds? Do you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those. It's just, I feel very weird. Well, let's talk about the game. So 3-5-2, 3-4-3, however you want to call it, we set up. Obviously, no Azpilicueta or Reece James. Ruben Loftus-Cheek played right wing back for the majority of the game. Centre backs of Koulibaly, Badiashile, and Fofana, and then Chilwell at left back. Midfield duo of Kovacic and Enzo, Havertz up front, flanked either side by Sterling and Felix. First half, I thought we did pretty good. Felix hit the bar. Seems to be his luck at the moment. He just keeps hitting the bar or the post. Havertz had a chance. And now, I don't know what you think about that chance. I was watching it on a stream and people were getting excited. Havertz was through on goal. And I was like, I didn't say anything because I knew what was going to happen. Then you look at the replay and he has no self-awareness at all. He didn't even look to his left. I think it was Chilwell on the side. He could have passed it in for a tap in. And then anything else the first half? Not really. I mean, Leeds didn't really do anything. They got into the box a few times during the game, but they really didn't do anything. Kepa didn't make any outstanding saves. I think there was one chance where it went across the box, but there was no Leeds player there to actually do anything about it. And then second half, we're playing well. We are passing it around. We're doing okay. We're controlling the game. And then 65th minute hits. 65th minute hits. And this guy, he decides to do 2 substitutions. Okay, fine. Takes off Sterling, takes off Felix. Okay, we're thinking, who's he going to replace him with? Maybe bring on Mudryk, Madueke, something like that. Change it up a bit. Maybe bring on Aubameyang or something like that. Nope. He brings on Gallagher and Zakaria. And from then on, if we're seeing Gallagher as one of the most forward players, that is a problem, okay? That is a problem. He was conserving that 1-0 lead. We weren't under any pressure whatsoever. And it was then literally just boring football. It was literally just pass the ball up, pass it back, see what they're going to do, sit back, don't do anything. He then put on Carney Chukwuemeka for Kovacic, which I've been asking for, but this wasn't the game to bring him on and do that when you're playing 3-6-1 as a part of the bus. It was like parking the whole bloody bus central, you know. We didn't even need to park the bus. That was the thing. Why did we need to park the bus against Leeds who weren't doing anything to us? In fact, if you probably look at that game after he makes those changes, they probably have their best portion of football, Leeds. If you look at it afterwards. And if you're going to play that, why are you playing that style of football with Havertz up front when you need someone to hold the ball up or to run the channels? He doesn't do that. That's poor. That's not on Havertz. That's poor management from Potter again with Havertz, making him play another 90 minutes again when we're going to play him again on Tuesday. This guy, you know, I'm not a fan of Havertz, but I can't have a go at Havertz when the manager is managing him poorly. Do you know what I mean? You didn't think Gallagher played bad? It's not that Gallagher played bad. It was the fact that you are relying on him to do things that he has no talent for. Okay? None whatsoever. You know, I don't think Leeds were unlucky. I don't think Leeds really did anything to earn a draw or anything like that. Like I said, Kepa never made any saves or anything like that. They got into the box a couple of times, but they didn't do anything. That was the thing. Against another side, we may be looking at a defeat here. 20th minute we parked bus. No, let's be fair. 65th minute. He then brings off Ruben Loftus-Cheek and who else did he bring off? He placed him with Chalobah and Madueke. Who did he bring off? I'm trying to think who he brought off. I can't remember. But he brought them on, and we just had we just went ultra defensive. Now I saw online that people go, yeah, well, Jose Mourinho used to do that. Jose Mourinho did used to do that. But let's look at the circumstances when he did that. He did that in games against Barcelona. He did it away when Arsenal were actually against Liverpool away, Arsenal away, stuff like that. Let's not confuse this. This was a poor Leeds side at home who weren't going to do anything. And I just thought it was cowardice. I thought it was cowardice on his side to actually do that. And then he's come out with yeah, exactly, Matt. He did it. He done it more. He still does. But then he come out and say, "Oh, at least the guys got used to." Something I'm paraphrasing. Used to winning. It's like, what? What is this? This is not Brighton. He managed us yesterday. How he managed Brighton when they went on these type of runs. That's how he managed them. You had a dream that Chelsea manager again. Yeah, well, it's one of those, isn't it, Jim? You know. By the way, Jim's enjoying his last few days of his holiday. At least he can enjoy a bit of peace, you know, this weekend in terms of you know, how Chelsea won. At least they won. At least Jim can enjoy his holiday knowing that he won. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those. It's the tactics just bemuse me. It's just, and just the whole atmosphere. It's like, you know what, you did so well for an hour and a bit. Let's you know, we won the game. They won the game. It's great we won the game. 3 points was essential. That is the top story. It was essential and a must-have for the 3 points. But you could have garnered a bit more support and a bit more praise, but just not being such a coward against Leeds at home, you know. And why 3-5, 3-4-3, 3-5-2? Going back to the Thomas Tuchel tactics, which is fine. But why is it taking you this long to go back? You know, and what is it? And you know, you're just sitting there going, for basically the last 30 minutes of the game, it was a non-event. It was just nothing. And you know, I can understand the atmosphere being like that. You know, we are winning, but it doesn't feel like a normal win or like a yes, we got the win, you know, something like that. It just felt like, you know, just a end of season sort of game where it doesn't really mean anything, but it does. I think it's a coward move, Couch. I know I'll bring you on. We'll discuss it a bit later, but I just think it is in terms of 65 minutes. You're basically shutting up shop against Leeds side who aren't peppering you or anything like that. You're in control of the game, and you're just shutting up shop essentially. And I don't understand that. I'd understand if he'd done it like on the 80th minute or onwards or something like that. It was still 1-0 and just going, you know what, that's fine, something like that. But 65 minutes is basically just conceding to the other side that you have no intention, no intention to do. Jimmy, Gallagher played well. My only problem is that if you're asking Gallagher to do forward players' tactics, and it's just he can't do that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want Gallagher being my furthest player forward. That just doesn't. Remember the Newcastle result when it was Broha, Mount, and Gallagher as the front three? Does anyone want that? Does anyone actually want Gallagher in that forward position? I don't. He was further forward than Havertz during that half. Khan should have scored. Now that's learning though, isn't it, Jimmy? He was in that position to score and then he sort of dragged it back, and it's like just shoot, and that comes with experience, and he'll learn that. But I just want him to get more minutes. That's all. Just get more minutes. All right, look after the game. I don't know if he had a right look. Look with Bodie. I found his comment interesting when he said it's a result. He didn't look like he was smiling or anything like that. He just said it's a result and moved on. I don't think he had a right smug look anyway. I think it was a look of relief. That was all. Joe says the king of parking a bus in certain circumstances. He wouldn't park the bus when we were 1-0 up against Leeds at home. He'd park the bus when we're going 1-0 up away at Anfield or 1-0 up away at Old Trafford or something like that. That's what he would do. He would set that out. But this guy put it in a park the bus mode on the 65th minute against Leeds. The attackers have to play Tuesday. He took them off. That's fine, but he replaced them with Zakaria and Gallagher. He didn't replace him with Madueke. Madueke came on later, but he didn't replace him with Madueke and Mudryk, did he? So that's the thing. But we didn't park. We still attacked. Did we attack? What chance did we have after that? I don't understand. We didn't really attack. We just pushed. Sometimes we're further up the pitch, but we can't attack with those players. You can't attack with Gallagher. Gallagher's not an attacking player. You can say it's not a good take. That's fine, but you know, players are lacking confidence. Well, whose fault is that? They're lacking confidence. You know, you can say part of the bus, you can say defensive. When you're putting 6 midfielders on at one time and then a few defenders, and you basically have Havertz as your only attacking outlet, then sorry, for me, that's ultra defensive for me. You're going very defensive on that one, you know. So how we didn't attack when we had the ball in their box. What did we do with the ball in the box? You can only name me Chukwuemeka's bit, right? What else did we do? And how are you then supposed to attack with the players that he brought on? That's the whole point. You can't attack with the players that he brought on because they aren't attacking players. We're getting about, okay, what did we do? Name me after 65th minute what chance we had, what save the goalkeeper had. That's not the manager's fault. He put the players on the pitch. Of course it's the manager's fault. He put the players on the pitch. He chose the subs. He put them on. It's his fault. Okay? Stop this, this protectionism. I know you're not really, but you know what I mean. The ball got in the box and he didn't fucking take it. Well, name the chances. Name the chances specifically. No, he should actually pick the proper players to actually play the game instead of putting Gallagher and Zakaria on to do what exactly? Manager is responsible for the tactics and the squad lineup. Exactly, mate. He's responsible for that. He got us in a position to win. Yeah, it's not his fault. He got us in a position to win. He did. He played well, and then he was a coward. He was a straight up coward. No, he got in his position to win. He got us position to win as well. What I'm saying is, he also got us into position to not do anything more by selections. We won because of the manager. Yeah, I accept that. We won because of the manager because we played well for about an hour, and then we didn't play well for half an hour. Yeah, we didn't play well for half an hour. Yeah, we should. Yeah, why don't we go for another goal and then shut the game down? Why don't we do that? Why don't we go for 2? Why don't we go for a 2-0 win and shut it down? Like I said, we weren't under any pressure. They weren't peppering us whatsoever. We had control of the game. Why not go for a second and then shut the game down? Why does Havertz have to play another 90 minutes? And that's not on Havertz. That's on the manager. Why does he have to play another 90 minutes when we all know there's a chance on Tuesday that game could go to extra time and penalties, and Havertz is going to play a bulk of that game. Should have had 3. That's the whole point, though. That's a different subject. Our finishing our finishing is substandard, absolutely substandard. We had that Felix chance, the Havertz chance. I think that Sterling chance in the second half where he sort of bobbled in and then he scooped it over the bar. That long range shot that he had. Yeah, I know, exactly. Chelsea scored 2 goals. Yeah, you're right. But that's what I mean. Why don't we try and do that? Because the team has no recollection of when did we last score 2 goals? Was it Palace? I can't remember. But that's the thing. It's not the manager's fault when they fluff the chances, but it is the manager's fault when you change the tactics and you bring on the players that aren't going to do much. Are you really telling me that he thought Zakaria and Gallagher are going to come on and we were going to do better attacking wise? No, I won't accept that. It's just not the case. It's just not true. First since 2015, I got tickets to a Chelsea game. First of all, it was a good experience and a good game overall, even if it's 1-0. But I must say, where was the atmosphere in this? Well, I think you'll find that sometimes that's near enough the atmosphere on most games now. We only really get up for certain games, certain time. So we're going to really complain about everything the manager does, even when it goes our way. I need something to do today. No. I'm just complaining. I'm just saying that from the 65th minute onwards, I didn't like what he did. Up until that point, I thought it was fine. I thought we had control of the game. We played well. He changed formation. It was a good change. We were playing well. We had a few chances. We were passing the ball well. We didn't finish our chances. But the problem is, from the 65th minute on, for me, it was cowardly. It was cowardly. That's all I'm saying. You can agree or disagree. I'm not going to shut you down because this is no echo chamber here. You know what I mean? I'd rather engage with people that disagree, or no one's opinion here is going to be shut down. Do you know what I mean? If you agree with me or not, that's up to you. I don't know. I have my own opinions. I'm going to call it cowardly. I'm sure other people, when they come on the panel, will say something different. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know we got a game Tuesday. That's fine. But let's face it, you haven't played Madueke in a while. You brought him on late. You haven't played Mudryk for a while. Could have brought him on and got him more minutes. Zakaria, you brought him on. I'm fine with that. Carney, you brought him on. Would have liked to brought him on in better circumstances, but you brought him on. Chalobah came on. Absolutely fine. It's just, we were just running from the grind, You want cowardly 3 points over a brave point? No, that's fine. I'm very pleased with the points. That's the most important thing. The 3 points and the result is more important than the performance. Absolutely, but let's be fair. We got to be fair. Although we're going to talk about the performance as well. Played free, yeah. Played back free, yeah. But yeah, who was everyone's man of the match, by the way? I know they gave it to Fofana. I believe they only gave it to. I thought he played well. I think they gave it to Fofana because he scored, and he also kept a clean sheet. But anyone else? I thought Chilwell played good. I thought Enzo was fine. I thought Enzo and Kovacic were fine and were really troubled. Thought Ruben was okay at right wing back, even though he got dribbled past quite a bit. Enzo, a couple of people are saying. I thought Koulibaly was good. I thought Kepa was very untested, really, very untested. Although I don't know if everyone was like me when that in the 93rd minute or something when they had that corner and the Leeds goalkeeper took that head. I was no, it's just our luck, isn't it? The Leeds goalkeeper is going to score, but no. Do what Charlotte says, please. Remember, Charlotte will be on GNA TV about 2:45 this afternoon for a watch along for the Chelsea women's team, the best team at Chelsea at this club at this moment in time. But yeah, so part of Cowards 3 points better than getting battered 3-0 under Tuchel. No, that's fine. Circumstances dictate that game, I think we're 2-0 down, went down to 10 men. We didn't play well. We didn't play well under Tuchel in that game, and we got stuffed. You know what I mean? We played well under Potter for about 60 minutes, and then we didn't. Sterling had a good game. Yeah, I thought he had a decent to good game. People are talking to each other in the chat. Fofana special was so lucky. Yes, we are so lucky. I just want to keep him fit. Enzo has eyes in the back of his head. That boy can spray a pass. We need a DM to free him up. Yes, we need a specialised DM. But I think when he put Zakaria on, he did get a bit forward a bit more. But there we go. Fofana, man of the match. Fofana was 5 out of 5 in ground duels. He's incredible. Yep. I stopped watching after the 70th minute and put the Arsenal game on. It was more entertaining. I never thought I'd switch to an Arsenal game and like it more. Well, yes. Enzo was bang average in all honesty. People gassing every little movement's highly. Okay. Potter's a coward. We play like that on Tuesday. We go out. Play like that on Tuesday. What's everyone's thinking about Tuesday, actually? We know Badashil can't play, so will we go to a back three again, or will we go to a back two with Fofana and Koulibaly? Will we do that? I'm not 100% sure, actually. I don't think Reece will Reece be ready? Will Reece be ready for Tuesday? I mean, it's like hamstring issue. We ain't winning against Dortmund, let's be honest. Well, in all honesty, let's be honest, right? We only have to score one and take the extra time penalties to go through. We don't have to do that. Chilwell needs to leave the club. Why does Chilwell need to leave the club? What are we going on here? Why does Chilwell need to leave the club? I don't understand that. Why does Chilwell need to leave the club? Strange. Enzo was consistent yesterday's game. Furthest I've seen him play up the pitch since he signed, he looked slightly more adventurous when Zakaria came on. Okay. What I'm going to do now, I've had my little bit. I'm going to send a link out to the guys to come on. We said the same shit about Leeds. But yes, I do. I believe we can beat Dortmund, Jimmy. I do believe that. Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should. We should. Let me just send out the link to the group. Okay, so Oliver and this squad gets days off for losing, Andrew. They don't survive extra time against Dortmund. Wow, maybe. Potter has not forgotten how football is to be coached. Fuck around and beat Dortmund. Yeah, we have class players. So we've got Couch in the building. How are we doing?
What are you saying? I can't see my. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on. Yeah, you're on.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm using my phone right now because I'm cooking for my son. So.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But I had to jump on and rebut this whole 3-point, like this whole cowardly. Like I don't understand what you guys are expecting here. Like we're in a situation right now where we had won 2 games in 16. 2 games in 16. And you guys are still trusting these attackers to go on and try and kick on and score another goal. Like, I have no problem with a manager who's facing the sack going with whatever you call it, 3-6-1 to preserve a 1-0 win in the situation we're in. Like that is exactly what I want, to be honest with you. I don't want a guy being all cavalier, trying to batter them 3-0 when we struggle to score 1 goal. Like, let's be real here. We don't score. We don't score.
I think the thing is, I think given the circumstances, I understand where you're coming from. It was that game. It wasn't like we were struggling with the game. Do you know what I mean? We weren't peppering us or anything like that. I just thought maybe I'm not even.
You know how many opportunities? You know how many situations we've had that exact same situation where we're battering a team up 1-0, continue looking for that second goal to kill the game, and then we get a sucker punch late, and it's a 1-1 draw.
I just
think how many times with a team that has so mentally weak that we have right now, you guys are looking for them to kick on and go and be as confident and look for more goals. Like we're not in that situation right now, man. We're just not in that situation at all. Ideally, that was what you want to see. A team that can kick on and score 2, 3, 4 and batter like a team that looked awful yesterday. But we're not in that situation right now. We're in the mire right now. We're in the mud. So any way, shape, or form you can get that 3 points, you take it and you get it, and that's what he did. So I have no problem with Potter today.
Right, I have no problem with Potter up until that point. My point is that I just don't. You bait from the 65th minute on for the next half an hour. You're basically saying we're done, right?
Yeah,
and that's what it's saying. And I just have a problem with that. I just have a problem with that in terms of how much long was left in the game. It's not, like I said, the circumstances were that Kepa was on a masterclass in keeping us in the game, or something like that, or that they were really prepped. I know they got in the box, but they didn't do anything. Do you know what I mean?
They threatened.
They threatened, but it was sort of like they got the box and then they just didn't know what they were doing, which is probably us as well. But I'm just saying, it's like and if you're going to play that football, it's like why. And this isn't, when I say this isn't against Havertz. You can't have a player like Havertz on there because he just can't. That doesn't suit him whatsoever. It's like, well, why not bring on the Fofana? Why not bring on a Aubameyang? And I think now
Fofana wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and Aubameyang was there, but it's like I think Aubameyang's only on the bench now for PR reasons, in terms of so no one asks any questions about why he's not in the squad. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but that's what I mean. So it was just strange because I thought up until that time it was actually a good performance and it was a good management performance for me in terms of.
I thought he managed it right through. To be honest, like it's just
That's okay.
understanding the circumstances, man. Understand the circumstances what we're in and managing to that. Like I don't see that as cowardly. I see that as a man that understands what the position is that this club is in. And he's taken like we're waiting for more goals. Where are the goals coming from?
But the thing is, it's like how do we get there if we're not even giving them the chance to get there? Do you know what I mean? It's
right.
It's
so
like,
give them every opportunity to score those goals, yet concede, and then it goes to 1 point.
But I didn't think that we had any. I didn't think we were gonna concede.
But even as you say that though, like you didn't think we were gonna concede. I didn't think we were gonna score again, and then we still had opportunities to score.
But I think it's this. It's like when he made those two subs, when he brought Sterling and Felix on, I would have been fine if he bought Zakaria and then either Madueke or Mudryk on, right? So at least you then have another attacking outlet.
Right.
When you're asking Gallagher to do stuff that's just not in his repertoire, in terms of like, and I thought he played well up until you're asking him to do any attacking thing, right?
Right.
It was nonsensical to me to do that. For him to do that, I don't mind him like Chukwuemeka coming on. I was asking for minutes.
I like the fact that Chukwuemeka came on.
Yeah, I like Chukwuemeka coming on. Jimmy Spliff, I don't know if I follow you, bro. Just DM me and I'll send you the link.
He's gonna have something for you, bro.
Yeah. Gallagher can score. You're right, but what I'm saying is, if you just told him just to shoot and not try and create, that I would be fine with that. When you're asking him to try and create and set up things, that's when Gallagher just doesn't have the IQ to do that in terms of how he's built and everything like that. But no, I can understand different points of view. That's why I don't shut it down and go, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I understand. It's just from my point of view. It's just like I understand what you're saying. I'm not dismissing. I understand where you're coming from. I can see where you're coming from, and but it's just I can understand that if we were like 1-0 up away last week against Tottenham or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Or
right, I can understand it regardless because of the situation.
I know you can. But it's just one of those things. I mean, let's go through the player ratings. Let's go through them. We'll start off with the goalkeeper. We'll start off with Kepa. What did you think of Kepa? I thought he was one of his easiest games yesterday. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think he was asked to do that much. But what did you think of Kepa overall?
I gave him a 7. He didn't have a lot of work to do. I mean, he kept his clean sheet, and when he was called into action, he did what he had to. I didn't like his command of the area, to be honest. Like there was a couple of times on those corners you expect him to come and collect, and I know that's not his strongest suit, but like I wanted to see a little bit more, command of the area there. But outside of that, 7.
Yeah, I thought, like I said, I thought it was his easiest thing. I thought it was one of his easiest games so far. He was very rarely troubled, like I said. There you are, Jimmy. I've sent you the thing there. And my thing about going about Havertz wasn't even about Havertz really his performance yesterday, Thomas SW6. It was the fact that Potter kept him on again for 90 minutes. When Couch, he's going to play Tuesday, right? He's going to play Tuesday, yeah?
Without question.
He's our only option, right? He's our only option. And there's a potential he could play for 120 minutes, right? There's a potential, right? He could play for that long.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And it's like, for the way we played yesterday from 65th minute onwards, there was no need for a Kai Havertz type of player because he's not that type of player, right? To hold up the ball like that or sprint. But we tried to see him sprint past someone with the ball and he got outpaced every time.
To his defense, though, his layoffs were pretty good.
Yes,
when he
I
did come deep.
I thought he put a good through ball through.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that the critique of Havertz isn't really of Havertz, it's how Potter's managing him. It was another 90 minutes because he played 90 minutes against Spurs, didn't he? As well. So it's like
he did.
It's like, guy, you are relying on him as your only attacking forward, actual striker, false 9 for Champions League because you haven't got Aubameyang and Fofana can't play. So it's like managing. He doesn't need to go through 90 minutes when you have a potential of 120 minutes on Tuesday. We've got Jimmy Spliff in the building. Afternoon, Jimmy.
Yes, rude boy.
Jimmy.
Havertz out. Havertz out. Havertz out. Then Potter. Then Potter. Havertz first. Then Potter.
We're going for the ratings. So we're going for the player ratings. We've done Kepa. So we'll move on to. We'll give Jimmy the first. We'll give Jimmy. What do you think of Ruben Loftus-Cheek yesterday?
Apple butter on it?
Loftus-Cheek. I mean, he was average. He was average at best. He looked like he wasn't. He looked like he wasn't told to get forward much.
Right.
Couple times he looked like he was gonna average. I couldn't give him just average. Just average at best.
What's
the average rating? What's the average rating here? 5 or 6?
I think 6, and 6 out of 5 or 6. You can 5 or 6 is average, basically.
I would say 5.5 then, if anything.
Yeah,
5.5.
I just really wish he would use his frame and physique more.
My problem with him, I don't mind when he falls, when he's doing it defensively to get the foul.
Yeah,
it bothers me when he's attacking and he lets a small little tap on the back and he falls. It's like, Ruben, come on, you're 6, 2, 3, like this. They're not. You've been doing that for years. They never give you that. They're not gonna give you that. Stop falling. It'd be opportunities when he can just push through and keep going, and he get that tap on his back and he drop like he's Grealish or one of the small guys. It's not gonna work. You look silly. It's like you got to fight through that. And you can see he could have fought through it. That's the only thing that bothers me about him. And what bothers me even more is, like, I know somebody that know him personally. And it's like they talk to him regular. And I'm like, yo, could you just please tell him that I said, stop falling. Just stop falling. I hate when he falls. But other than that, he was pretty decent. Right back is not his position, and he held it down.
No, that's true. Couch. Chilwell. What did you think of Chilwell yesterday?
Chile.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I've seen mixed reviews.
Yeah, I mean, because he had a mixed game. Like he's pretty good getting forward, and then other times you're like, well, what are you offering? What are you offering us? Where's the
with all that space? You just wish he would have did more with that space. He has
like the switches. Space. He had like so many. Like Enzo found him on like a bunch of switches.
Wow, Enzo was switches finding them.
And like,
and then he should have scored. That's what bothered. That's what bothered me the most with you. He should have scored. Like that's what he brings over. That's why I always, if you ask me, Cucurella or him, I lean towards him because of he can score. And I thought he was going to score. I stood up. I got up. I stood up, and I sat back down, very upset. I couldn't believe.
It wasn't a flawless chance, like a chance. That
no, it wasn't flawless. But Chile, I'm used to him putting those away.
Yeah. So I agree with you on that. So for me, I'd probably just give him a routine 6. I don't think anyone was exceptional. Well, Fofana was exceptional.
Fofana to me was exceptional. Yeah,
but like everyone else is just kind of like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. So I'll give Chile a 6.
It's a tough situation on Tuesday because if you remember the first leg against Dortmund, Chilwell got bypassed quite a lot in the first half. He got stripped quite a lot.
Yeah, I say they ripped him a few times.
And so it'll be interesting. But then we play back 4 then, so will that make a difference? You
think we're gonna go 3? Do you think we got enough center backs?
I think the problem is if he goes 3 at the back, does he put Chalobah in there or leave him on the bench just in case as a substitute? But then
what he might do what he could do as an emergency, just as an emergency.
Okay.
He could start Chile and start Chalobah. If one of the center backs go down, you could slide them down, and Cucurella will have to play the left center back.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the only other thing I could think of.
We haven't seen Chile.
Didn't they say Zachariah could play center back?
Yeah, they're not going to play him there, though.
No.
I didn't think so neither, but I'm just saying emergency.
Cucurella is probably the best bet. And then Koulibaly actually looked really decent in the middle of the three.
Yeah, he looked
Like I
decent
thought,
yesterday. He's just
he
so
had some
damn
problems, but like
rash, man.
he had his problems, but in terms of like just like really managing the game, like interceptions, keeping us on the front foot, I thought he was good. I thought he
He
was
made
good,
some
but
great slide tackles too. He made
yeah,
some great slide
last
tackles.
ditch for sure,
Last ditch effort. Yeah, yeah.
I sent you that, Matty. So look at your DMs. Okay, let's go into. We just mentioned him. Let's talk about him. What do you think about Koulibaly yesterday? I thought he was solid. I thought he was very solid. We like I said, we were really troubled. He played well. But Jimmy, what do you think about Koulibaly?
Koulibaly was decent. He just to me, before I couldn't figure out what his issue was watching him play. He's so rash, but I think he's still trying to catch the speed. You know what I mean? Like when you see somebody going in that rash, it's him. It's timing. His timing is off. Like if you sometimes he's that half a second too early, then he's that half a second too late. So to me, it's like you can tell he's trying to catch the timing. But overall, I think he was pretty decent. Like some of those last ditch tackles he made was got me out of my seat. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a guy. I love defense. Like if people don't know, my favorite footballer, like R9, was what made me like football. But the reason I'm a Chelsea fan is because of Makaleli. Like Clark, when I started watching R9,
yeah,
a friend of mine taught me about Makaleli. So I love defense. So
yeah.
Koulibaly, I give him 6.5, 7. I mean, 6.5, I guess. 6.5, because he had a couple rash tackles that I didn't like, but other than that, he was pretty decent.
It's hard to give a defender like anything more than that when I don't think Leeds really done much. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's hard to give that like central defenders. They get higher when they perform outstanding tackles or stuff. Like
Clean sheet, couple sliding tackles. Yeah, so I give him 6.5.
So another clean sheet, so that's good. Couch, I'll give you Balotelli. Return to the lineup. What did you think?
6.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not as impressed. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a 6, but let me just deal with my son for a second. I'll come back.
Sure.
All right.
Jimmy, what do you think about Balotelli? And then we'll go back to Couch when he's back.
Yeah, I think pretty much the same thing about a 6. But Balotelli looks better out there with Silva for some reason. I think he just have this comfort with Silva.
Oh, sorry.
So I think it would take. I think it's probably going to take a little bit of time before he get comfortable with the other guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was decent. He didn't. I can't think of anything he really did too wrong. I'm trying to think back.
He gets spun a lot, man. Like that's the only thing with this guy for me. He gets spun too much. And like for me, your center backs, you have to be able to sort out your feet, man. Like your footwork has to be exceptional for me, man. Like I'm not convinced with this guy in that respect. Like I think that he's been good for us in a number of games.
He's good in a 4, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've seen him in a 3, but
that's what I mean. Yeah,
I think he's actually decent with the ball at feet. Like he picks the right passes and whatnot.
I think he's better than we even know with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But like when you're playing a high line, you got to be you got to sort out your feet, man. And like he gets spun a lot. I don't like that. But
the thing is, I think he's 21 and he's so
the mistakes I see from him is kind of what you expect from a 21-year-old in the Prem. You know, like he's gonna get spun every now and then.
I understand.
But the way people are talking about him is like you think that he's like the second coming of.
Well, that's how I try not to.
On that.
I try not to listen to our fans. I remember after like 3 games, I'm not gonna call nobody name, but I was watching Lewis stream and I heard people was like, he's been one of our best midfielders this year. I said, holy shit, he's played 3 games. Chill out.
Zakaria?
No, they was talking about Badia Shield at the time. He had played 2-3 games, and I was like, yo,
that's how down we've been.
Our fan base does that. It's just like the same thing. It's like the opposite way with Mudryk. Everybody like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. I'm like, relax. He's played 6 games. He started 1 or 2.
It's no middle ground.
Relax.
There's no middle ground.
No middle ground. Yeah, exactly. There's no middle ground.
Doesn't exist at Chelsea. Just doesn't exist. It's like that.
It's always either super high or super low for real.
You're either the best or you're shit. One of the other stuff like that.
No doubt.
But let's move on. Arguably, I think everyone's man of the match. Wesley Fofana. Everyone's start first. I'll just say this: he's very very impressive. Some good tackling. Progressed the ball well. Obviously scored a goal. I mean, overall, yeah, I thought he's worthy of man of the match for me.
Hell yeah.
I want to get. I just want. You know what? I love when defenders get man of the match. It's all good. We just get it so much at Chelsea because of our rubbish attack. But Wesley Fofana, well worthy, good performance, good comeback. He went down a couple of times, and I was like, "Oh no, please no," because of his recent injury history. But he got up, all good. He'll be needed on Tuesday for sure, whether it's a back four or a back three.
Well, I didn't realize Fofana was that fast.
Oh yeah.
There was a ball played over the top, and he was beat. And what's the kid? What's the kid name on from what you call it, Ganato or
Gnonto.
And he ran, and that kid's pretty quick. And he ran, not only ran him down, got in front of him and got the foul.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe. I didn't realize he was that fast.
And keep in mind that he'd already played like what was it, like the 60, 70 minutes. Like that.
Yeah, and I was watching. I was watching
back as well from injury. Remember, he's just
I was watching the other kid stream the other day. I can't remember his name, and he was saying he would rather see Fofana at right back because of how fast he is. And I was confused. Like, really? I saw it now. I see that speed. He has that speed, man.
He doesn't. If you play him at right back, he won't offer you anything though.
No, exactly.
No, he was talking about what he was saying was when Chalobah and Fofana was on at the same time for 10 minutes last game. It was actually Fofana at right back, and he was saying he was comfortable with it because Fofana is so fast. And I was like, is he really that fast? And I actually got to see it the very next game. I didn't realize he was that quick. He's very quick.
He's quick. He's complete, man. Like I mean, I know people don't really want to. We haven't seen a lot of him, and like he's a little bit injury prone. But the reason why we paid upwards of 80 for this kid is because he's got the lot. Like
he's definitely got he has everything in his bag. He does.
Yeah,
he does have everything.
Absolutely.
He can actually. He's a decent dribbler too. There's a couple times I've seen him.
Ball control is incredible.
Yeah, his ball like he's pretty. Yeah, he. I think we got it. We got one there. I
think so.
We got it.
We can stay healthy.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, we got one.
If you keep him and Badiashile healthy and work on Badashile's game a bit more, that to me on paper and a little bit on the game, that is a partnership that could be there for a very long time.
Partnership for them guys to be that age.
They're both 21. They're both 21.
That's a hell of a partnership, man.
They're both 21 and they're already showing signs of how good they are. It's only injury that's really going to wreck Fofana, I think.
Yeah.
Really. And that's where we got to make sure that
So
they both already broke through on the national teams too, didn't they?
What's that, Couch?
Well, I don't think that. Well, when you say broke through, like have they been called up? Yeah, they both got called up. I don't think.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean by called up. I don't mean broke through. I mean called up. Like being recognized.
I think that's the base. Listen, I don't care if they get called up for international football. For me, if they get called up less for international football, that's good for us. So
my thing was if you getting called up for France, you're a pretty decent player.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So what was your score? You didn't give him a score.
I'm giving him an 8.5 yesterday.
Yeah, it's decent.
What do you think?
Yeah, Fofana. Yeah, I can see that 8.5.
I think you're right. He's the only one that gets above like a 7 or a 6 or whatever, 6.5. He's the only one really for me. And that doesn't mean that the rest played bad. It was just that he was just.
Well, actually, I would. Well, I don't know if you got to, but I would give Enzo a 7 too.
Well, let's move on to Enzo. Then let's move on.
His passing, bro. Oh man, every pass he made, even the basic passes out wide. Do you see how they curl out there? Like this guy's passing is just amazing. Then his long passes, like he put some passes onto Chilwell yesterday.
Yeah,
Jesus, this guy's amazing, man. I don't care what anybody say. He's gonna be worth every quati, like my father would say. That means every cent, every dollar he's gonna be worth once we can get him in his right position. Watch.
Absolutely. I mean, he played his right position yesterday, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. That was the closest he got to do it so far. Yeah.
Kovacic was the deepest.
Do you think the
What's
back
that?
three helped him? Do you think the back three helped him a bit?
Honestly, I love the interaction between the back three and the midfield.
Mhm.
I thought the communication between the five of them was exceptional. Like
Right.
I don't want to give away too much of my match review because you know that's
No,
coming,
no.
but
But did
that was one
anybody
of the
see?
talking points for sure.
Did y'all see Enzo's enthusiasm when we scored?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
Of
see stuff
course,
like that. I
second
don't know
goal.
about
It's the
other
second
people.
goal. It's the second goal Enzo celebrated whilst he's been here.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So you're gonna get that passion. You know what I'm saying?
he was he looked like, yo, he looked like when you young and your mother say, "We eating Chinese food tonight," and you like, ah!
Listen,
That's how
them South Americans are built different. We've just been
yeah,
starved of
man.
goals to see that passion. So
Yeah,
it was
that
good. It was
passion
good.
came out. Like I
It
could
was
see
weird. It
that
was weird.
he's my type of player, man. I could see it. He's my type of player. He's my
Yeah,
type
nice.
of player.
I listen. I think there's some doubters about Enzo. I don't know why. In terms of, I don't know what like say. I think we get the structure better around him. You're going to see him even ball out even more. I know Harry does Chelsea Fans TV is not a biggest fan of him, but I don't know if that's just because the way we're playing at this moment, we're not seeing the best out of him. But I thought he played well. Don, what did you think of Enzo yesterday? Before we move on.
Yeah, no, I thought Enzo was good, man. I think he dictated the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've said, there's still more to come from him. But it's promising that we're seeing these sort of performances when we know that we still need more in midfield next to him, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it was good. And yeah, I definitely agree with what Couch said there. Like it was good to see that sort of link up between the back three as well as Enzo in midfield. I think Kovac was playing a little bit deeper than him, which gave him that license to sort of roam around.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think he was good overall. Am I ranking him or do you?
Yeah, you can rank him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll give Enzo a 7. I'll give him a 7.
Okay.
There were a few loose passes, but you're gonna get that. If you're
gonna
with
get that,
Enzo, the way he plays, right? Every pass isn't gonna be 100%, right? So you are gonna lose possession a few times, but yeah, I think overall he just does what Enzo does. So yeah, we've got a good player on our hands here.
All right, so we move on to his midfield partner, Kovacic. Given captain's armband at the start. I thought he was solid, like you say, he was sitting deeper than Enzo.
Kovac was solid. Finally.
Solid performance. And he did his job that he was supposed to. I don't think he was there to really create or do anything. That was Enzo's job.
I've been worried about Kovac lately. He's been scaring me, but now he right the ship. He kind of righted the ship a little bit yesterday.
Couch, what did you think of Kovac's overall performance yesterday? I know he went off, but
He was all right. He wasn't great. Like
yeah,
I thought he had a better first half than the second half. There's things the things that really bothered me about him is the things that always bother me. Like the guy does not track runners at all. And at the end of the first half, there's a situation where he lost his runner and they almost scored. Almost scored. It ended up getting a foul and then it was a free kick.
They got in the box. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this guy. That's my biggest beef with him. He does not track runners, and then when he's in possession, he doesn't always pick the right passes. But I still give him a 6. I still give him a 6 though.
That's my thing. For occasional games, the duo's okay, but I think if you wanted Kovac and Enzo and the team all together at the same time, it's best if they're in a free with like a Zakaria or a Kante or something like that.
Yeah,
they're better in a free. You're going to see more out of them. Jimmy, what did I know you said a little bit just for Couch, but what did you think of his overall game?
I thought he was all right, man. I thought it was a good look. Like I said, he righted the ship. It was looking for me. Kovac had been looking so bad. I was worried. Like, is he disinterested or like what's going on? But he looked a little bit back on it yesterday. And with him taking him off, I'm assuming he's probably going to play Tuesday.
I presume all the players.
So I'm kind of looking forward to that because we're gonna need him to be top Kovac. You know what I mean? And just like it's like Couch said, he always like he got to track the runners. Every time I look up, I'm like, why is this guy running free? You see Kovac trailing, and a lot of times they end up with him doing something rash too. He'll get a card too. Yeah. But hopefully he's back on it. Hopefully he's back on it. I mean, I give him an average rating for yesterday. It was average.
Don, you there, Don? Don. You're mute if you try and speak. Oh no, he's showing up in another. Okay, so it's going to look like we have two Dons. We're going to get one of these Dons right now. Don, are you there? Don? No. Okay.
No, Don.
You might have removed the wrong one.
I know I did it. I made sure because that pops up in like sequence of who. I don't know. We'll move on from Don. We'll move on from Don. Let's go. Oh wait, it's back. Hang on. Don.
Sorry, lads. Not
That's
sure what
all
happened there.
That's all right. What do you think about Kovacic?
Yeah, I think he was definitely better from the last performance that we saw from him against Southampton. But yeah, with Cover, I think it's time for us to definitely upgrade in that position, because you just never know what you're going to get from him. On his day, top player, but again, when it comes to that final third, he just doesn't have the end product. And going forward, I think it's just been here a little bit long now. I think it's getting a little bit complacent. I just think it's time for him to have a new challenge. So look, he's a good player. I'm not going to say get him out. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
If we keep him, we keep him. But I think it's just time for him to just, go into something else now, because he's just been stagnated now for a little, for a while now. And yeah, you just never know what cover you're going to get. But I think yesterday was definitely a big improvement from the game against Southampton. But yeah, I think in the summer we definitely need to upgrade in that position there.
Okay, no, understandable. We'll stick with you, Don. Raheem Sterling, what did you think?
He was good.
Yeah.
He was good.
Sterling.
I think Sterling was definitely our best attacker. He was driving at them. He was trying like he was against Southampton. So with Sterling, I'd probably give him a 7 as well, because he wasn't as clinical, I would say.
Right.
But yeah, he had a good game, so I would give him a 7.
Jimmy, what do you think of that, Sterling?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, about a 6.5. Sterling looked like he's fully fit now and he's back on it. He was on it yesterday. That one chance he took, I would have rather him laid it off to Zhao. But I understand with that attacking mindset. I don't mind my attacker like saying, you know what, I see goal, get goal. So he tried to score there. But yeah, Sterling, he's definitely back on it. 6.5 for me.
Just a quick one. Someone in the comments said end product, LOL. This fan base has an obsession with Jorginho and Cover having end product when they're not that type of player. I'm sorry, mate. At this level, right, you're a professional footballer. You shouldn't be struggling to make a simple pass to your attackers.
Yeah, I don't get this mindset that because that's not what you expect from them. Like I expect a 10-year-old to be able to put the ball in the back of the net if they're in front of the goal.
I'm not.
You know what I mean?
I'm not asking for some crazy Messi Pirlo passes. I'm not asking for that, because yes, he hasn't got that in his locker.
It's a basic pass.
What I do expect is for you to be able to make basic forward passes to the attackers, and most of the time he's not able to do it. So the end product's just not there.
I think it's a fact that we know he's got it in his locker, Kovacic, because remember at the start of last season we had like 5 assists in the opening few games or something like that. We know.
Last year he was doing it. He was doing it. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, so it's in his locker to do so. I think yesterday's game, the way he was playing, is deeper than Enzo. I wouldn't expect him to do that, but when he's actually made to play further forward, he doesn't always choose the right option.
Yeah,
but we know he can do it. This
is it. Yeah, okay. Let me take that back, because I am a bit harsh when I say he hasn't got it in his locker. He's got the quality to do it, but when he attempts it, most of the time,
it's the consistency.
Consistency, yeah. He doesn't. Most of the time, it doesn't reach the man. So he definitely needs to improve on that. But again, we haven't seen much of that from him. So this is the type of player he is, I guess.
Couch. Let's get back to Sterling. What did you think of his performance yesterday?
Again, just not too different from anyone else. Like just average performance. Got into some good areas at times. Too many touches, as is always the case. And he did square that ball. I can't remember who it was to. It was to end.
Yeah.
No, it was to Felix.
It was to Zhao. Yes. That should have been an assist. As a matter of fact, I think he should have had 2 assists.
What was the other one?
Oh wait, I might have jumped the gun there. Hold on, wait. I think he did make. Maybe he's not an assist. I think he made another good pass. I got to remember. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
He created the most chances, and then Chilwell created the second most chances. Sterling created the most chances yesterday.
Yeah, he created another chance. I'm trying to remember what it was.
He created 3 chances.
Well, Jimmy remembers. You carry on, Couch.
Okay, yeah, no. I just thought he's average, man. Like the things that you want him to do. The reason why you pay him what you pay him to do is because you want him to be the decisive in those areas, right? And he's not been decisive.
Yeah, I think it's all about
Okay,
what
one
you're
sec.
asking him to do as well. I mean, I would like him if he's going to play up top with Havertz to be even further forward than Havertz. Do you know what I mean? So it's like he's like what he done for City when he's actually just finishing off moves at the back post or something.
Yeah,
like
back
that.
post and all.
I don't want him deeper or something like that because he can do some things, but that's not his greatest part of his game to actually create or do create.
But if you speak to any City fan, right, I've seen a lot of videos from Big Steve. He always goes on about Sterling. He said, look, Sterling needs to play with a striker. You need to play him with a striker. So
Big Steve loves Sterling, man. He loves
You know what I don't
he
like
always
though?
says it.
You know what I don't like though? I hate the fact that you need somebody else needs somebody else.
But no,
Yeah,
but
but
that, but Couch, but here,
I'm
but
sorry,
here,
but Couch.
Hang on, one
Couch.
time.
Go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Couch, that you want to get the best out of them, and it's not like we have even a average striker. We have no striker. You know what I mean? So he has no chance to be at his best.
I'm just sick and tired of this player needs something like this in order to function.
Why
are you not adaptable?
But that's not asking for a lot, though.
Yeah, but Couch,
that's not asking for a lot.
That's the type of player Sterling is. Sterling's never going to be your Hazard type player.
I don't even know if
run through a million people.
If you remember at the start of the season, he was sort of playing in the middle as like a false nine for under two.
Yeah, he was.
And I thought that's his best games. I don't even think I think to some sense maybe he does play better with a striker, but I'd like to see him try and play him through the middle as a false
nine. Nah. Sterling as a 9. I've seen him.
Not as a 9.
No, not as a 9. I know what he mean. I know what you mean. Not as a 9, but
he was playing at the start of the season and he was playing better.
Yeah, but then if to play that role, he would still need to link up with someone. Do you trust Havertz to be able to?
That's why I said we just need to leave him wide because we don't have the striker to do it. Well, we're not playing the striker to do it.
I'm all up for that idea, Andrew. If we're playing the right player,
I keep Felix in the middle with him.
That could work.
So I played a 4-2-3, whatever you want to say, and have Felix. It was just literally replace Havertz up top with Sterling. That's all it would be.
Yeah,
that's all it would be. And
I'll put anybody up front besides Havertz.
I'm not saying it will work. When people go to me, what's your idea? That's one of my ideas. I'm not saying it will work. I just want to see if it works.
And you know what? He actually found himself in a good position yesterday for that silly. I'm never going to call it a shot. I'm calling it a back pass, right? That shot that Havertz took, right? That was Sterling that found him. That found him in that position. That was a long back pass.
All right.
That was Sterling that played him through. He found himself in that position.
We'll move on to that. Couch, kick us off with Felix, please.
I want more from him. Like he's again just a muted performance.
Yep.
Decent in the transition. Like I thought he got on the ball quite a bit on transition. We're looking for him in transition, obviously. But when he got on it, I still need to see more. Like he's still not doing enough for me in those areas. Like you need to score. Like you have to score these goals, man. Like the chances are coming few and far between like that. You need to take those opportunities. That was squared to him perfectly from Sterling. I expect that to be in the back of the net. I don't care who it is. All right.
Yeah.
So I need him to score. I need him to be more decisive in the final third. I need him to be, he made some decent runs and whatnot that were not recognized.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still see as opportunities where when he's on the ball, he's not always making the best choices, and that is somewhat worrying because I do fancy him as a number 10, a guy that is the offensive thinker in the final third, the guy that you want to have in the ball in those situations, and sometimes his decision making is just not 100% what I want to see. If you guys get me what I'm saying, man. So I give him about a 6. Actually a 5.5 because I really think he needs to score that goal.
Let me just go ahead. Hey, there's about 190 people watching both channels, and that's Sunday and everything. Thank you for joining. But the guys on Chelsea Fans TV, they are kicking GNA TV's likes count, man. I mean, they're kicking your butt on GNA TV. Let's bump up the likes on GNA TV, please, guys. Let's bump up the likes. And across both channels, let's bump up the likes. But Chelsea Fans TV are kicking GNA TV butts when it comes to the likes, man. This is not good. Come on. We need these likes. We need likes better for Jem to come back from holiday after Tuesday, and his first stream will be the Dortmund review. We need Jem's having a nice end to his holiday now that Chelsea won. So let's kick up the likes on GNA TV, please. Jimmy, Felix, go.
Zhao should have scored, man.
Ciao day.
Oh man, he should have scored. If he would have scored, that would have just. Ah, man, this kid is so unlucky. But yeah, I agree. I only could give him an average score at best. He lost the ball a couple times, and that was kind of weak. Looked weak to me. But he should have scored. He should have scored. He should have scored. He should have scored. Once again, he should have scored. Once again, we should have scored. I can't believe it's like we're allergic to scoring, man. I thought he played okay. If he would have got that goal, it would have been like a 7 performance. But him missing that goal, man, I say 5.5 maybe.
5.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Don, what did you think of Felix?
Do you know what? I think I echo what Couch and Jimmy just sort of said there. I think it was more of an average performance. I don't know. It seemed like he was a little bit reserved. I feel like I don't know. Maybe he's holding himself back for Dortmund. I just got that feeling from him that he wasn't, not to say he wasn't given 100%, but I expect to see more from him, and I have seen more from Felix. He was okay. I would say he was okay, but with that finish, I think it was unlucky. It was a good shot. It's definitely harder than what it actually looks like, because if you see how it was cut back to
not an easy shot.
and he sort of ran onto the ball, right? He hit it cleanly. So I don't think he could have done.
You know what though, Don? He could have taken a touch there. He could have taken a touch there and then struck it. The decision to hit it first time, side foot, like that's still decision making, right? Because he had time on the. You know what I mean? So it's still it's not that it was. I know it wasn't an easy finish, but at the same time, he didn't have to make it so difficult. You know?
Yeah. No, I get that. So yeah, no, he could have taken a touch, but at the same time, if it did take a touch and he was closed down by the defenders, we would have said, why not hit that first time? So I think he tried to, sort of hit it first time. It was a clean shot, but unfortunately hit the bar. So I'm not going to get onto him too much for that. But yeah, I do agree with you, Couch. His decision making definitely does have to improve. But I feel like with Felix, the type of player that he is, he wants to play with a target man, and he's not playing with that right now. I know we're going to get onto Havertz.
I was about to say that.
Do you know what I mean?
I was about to say that.
If you look at Felix, he's always playing with it. Sorry, Jimmy, let me just finish my point, bro. Sorry. If you look at Felix, he's always dribbling and playing with his head up. But when he's seeing that seahorse up top, you can see he hasn't got the confidence to put him in behind, right? And I'm not saying that it's all Havertz, because you should be playing that ball in behind. But naturally, look, we've all played football. I'm sure we've all played football before, right? And if you're looking at a certain player, you don't want to give them the ball at times. Let's be honest, right? And that's the sort of feeling I'm getting between Felix and Havertz. They might be all friendly in training, but we need to play him with a target man. So not going to give Felix too many excuses here, because he should still be doing better with decision making. But naturally, I feel like not playing with that target man is actually affecting his game a bit. So I'm just sort of excited. Hopefully we keep him and actually put him with a proper striker. I mean, we've got 2 strikers on the bench at the moment in the squad who just aren't getting games. So it's a bit annoying that we're not really seeing Felix actually play with a target man. So yeah, I'd say Felix yesterday, I'd give him a 6.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know if it's Felix Felix decision making has to be better. We can go on about who he's playing with and everything like that, but his decision.
And Couch, see, that's where the whole thing about us not having a target man affecting 2 different players. Remember, we was talking about when you say you hate that other players have to be better, but like imagine if Zhao had a target man and Sterling had a target man. Like those 2 players will automatically be playing better. If they
that's the assumption, though. That's the assumption, though. That's not the actuality, though.
Well, no, it's not the assumption. We have the history, though. We have the history to work off of.
With João Felix?
No, we have the history to work off of with Sterling. Like if they have somebody getting the ball in the box, if the ball is getting in the box, Sterling's gonna put the ball in the goal at that back post. Like that's what Havertz would play in. Havertz would play a role in
Sterling always got his best number.
I can see that working. I'm just saying I hate that as an excuse. I want you to be adaptable and effective regardless of who is on the pitch, especially if you're making 300K a week, right? Like that's kind of what I'm saying. But
no,
like with João Felix, like I don't think that there's enough evidence to suggest that if you play him with a striker that you get the best performances out of him. He is a striker for the most part, right? Like a shadow striker.
Forward, yeah.
But
but at least it's something different that we can try. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. So
no, I know, and like
know?
don't get it twisted. I don't think that he's been bad. Like he's been actually really good. I think that by come the end of the season, he's probably going to be one of the candidates for player of the season, and he's only been here for half a season, so we'll have to wait and see. But
let's get on to this then. This might be the longest part, not because of me, but just generally. Let's start with Havertz. I'll start with Havertz. I thought he's decent to good. Okay, I thought in the first 60 minutes, I thought he was okay. Like I said, put a through ball for Felix, I think it was. Had the shot, although I've got problems with that shot because he took too long and he closed the angle for himself, and he didn't even look left to see. I think was it Chilwell on the left? I think, or Felix, one of them was on the left. He could have switched that to and passed it to. But then from the 65th minute, he was taken out of the game himself, even though he was left on the pitch by the tactics. He was just taken out. He was just there. He wasn't able to do anything because it's not how you get. It's not the bet. You're not asking him to do that type of job. Is just nonsensical to me because he's just not that player to do so. We'll go with you, Don. What did you think of Havertz overall?
Oh man. For me, it's like, look, recently we start games well, we get a big chance, we miss it, and then we just fall off the rest of the game, right? And majority of the times when we do get a big chance, who does it fall to? Our striker, in inverted commas, right? Havertz. Yesterday, if he scores that goal, I reckon we would have flooded more goals and finished up the game because we started off well. But when you miss a big chance like that, players around you, again, it goes down to the confidence. They're looking at it like, oh, again. It's the same thing every single week with this guy when it comes to big chances. And I'm not even looking at him anymore. So I'm not going to overly criticize him because he's not a striker. I'm going to look at Potter, the guy that keeps picking him. Because you've got Aubameyang there who hasn't got the legs, but at least he's still a finisher. You can't tell me that looking at that finish there, right? That chance that Havertz had yesterday, Aubameyang's not at least making the keeper work. The keeper didn't have to work yesterday for that. Like I said, it was literally a back pass. It was literally a back pass yesterday. So how many times have you seen this season Rashford get himself in positions like that? Look at that goal against Barcelona, near post against Ter Stegen. That's what you call a clear finisher. And Havertz is not that. So it's got to the point now where I'm sure everyone knows my thoughts around Havertz, right? He shouldn't be in this 11. Like, he should not be playing up top. Right. But now I'm looking at Potter when it comes to that. But if we look at his performance yesterday, I'll give him a 5. He's just limited. He's not a striker. He's just not good. He's just not good at playing up there. I don't know what Graham Potter sees in him in training. I just don't get it.
I would just say I would just say that everyone goes, he's not a striker and everything like that, but he's been played as a striker for nearly 3 years now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's either you don't understand what you're doing and are incapable of taking on a training or anything like that, or you're not being trained as a striker. Which is, I think, maybe that's fair as well.
Andrew, on Ultimate Team, I play Havertz as a CM, and this guy gets me so many assists. Yeah, I never play this guy as a striker. He's a midfielder. He's a cam. He's a 10.
Oh, I too, but the thing is, it's like he's been played there so much. You would have thought he would have picked up something. Do you know what I mean? Like picked up traits or certain different things to become better. Not I'm saying an out and out striker, but just picking up something. And he doesn't seem to pick up on that. That's all. Like you said, that goal, that chance yesterday. Even if he didn't finish, the fact that he never even looked to his left to see if anyone was there.
He had got no awareness.
By the way,
but the
he
thing
had
is, this is
time. He had enough time to pass that as well. Even before he got close to the goalkeeper, he could have passed it.
I don't know. I don't know if I back that.
No, I back that. I completely back that.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. There are other aspects of a striker that he did really good yesterday. Like the
there's
layoffs,
some of it.
I
bringing
hate
others into play.
This is why I hate Havertz. This is why. Go ahead, run
No,
it
but
out.
I'm just saying this is part of the game, though, too, right? Like the
This is the reason
layoffs.
why I hate him.
Couch.
This is the reason why I hate him.
Let me just finish this point. Let me just finish this point, okay? I agree. Striker's main job is to score goals. He has to score, and he's not scoring. But like the layoffs were good, bringing others into play were good. It was just the finishing. He can't finish, and like when we're in the final third, he does not give us enough to suggest
everything that you've described there, Couch. Everything that you've described there. Would you not want to see him doing that in a 10? Because when we've got him up top, it's like we're playing with 10 men. I'll be honest.
I don't even want to see him at a 10.
One good pass.
I don't want to see him on
the. I like guys in the 10 that are good on the ball, like you know, can use it effectively.
I was about to say, how could he play the 10? He can't dribble.
If it's up to me, like I said, if it's up to me, he doesn't get into the 11. But when he came on against Southampton off the bench, he actually did all right when he came on, to be fair. So I'm happy with Havertz coming off the bench when there's tired legs. I keep saying this point. When there's tired legs and the game's already wrapped up or we're in a winning position, bring him on. He's that type of player. He could potentially make a difference. But if you're playing him up top, again, I'm not even looking at him anymore. He just does not have the attributes. He does not have that sense of goal, of wanting to strike the ball clean. Every time he hits the ball, it is so weak. It's like it's a back pass.
It's literally a pass. Look at the difference yesterday, right? Just look at when Phil Foden took his shot on the goal. You seen Phil Foden goal yesterday?
Clean.
Yeah.
You just gotta strike the ball. It could take a small deflection and end up in. His shots have no chance to go anywhere. They're never gonna go in the net.
Jimmy,
never. If the keeper just touched the ball with him, it's not going in. It doesn't even have a chance.
I would say this. This is when I stop critiquing Havertz and I look at the manager. Okay, I look at the manager I go, okay, you've put this guy in this position. What? Because training is such a he does well in training. They're not going full pelt in training. We all know that, right? It's just they're not being harassed like they would be in a normal game, like trying to get shots off. It's a free shot against a goalkeeper, stuff like that. What is he doing in the game that makes you still go, do you know what? I'm going to keep him on for 90 minutes no matter what. Why not then go, okay, well, keep Havertz on, but I'll drop him a bit deeper and I'll put Aubameyang on or something like that. I'll do that way. Why not do that? Or
just take him off. Just take him off. I don't even see us. Like, why do we have to accommodate him in any way, shape, or form? Just take him off.
Exactly, Jimmy. Look, this is what I'm saying. I'm not even getting onto Havertz anymore because we've all determined that he's not a striker. I'm looking.
It's all part of now.
Graham. I'm looking at. Pop. Why do you keep playing him there? Havertz does not warrant a start right now. He doesn't. But when he came on, like I said, off the bench against Southampton, he was good. He was good. I haven't got a Havertz agenda, but what I've got right is eyes, and I can see that Havertz is not a striker. He's not a striker. So now, if he keeps getting played there, he's not going to say, "Oh, I'm not going to play because you keep playing me in the wrong position." He's going to play, and that goes down to the manager, right? So
exactly.
I'm not even looking at him anymore. I've said what I think of Havertz, but it's just the manager now.
Let's not. We could spend hours talking about Havertz. So let's not do that. I did that last night casually, but I don't know how we even got onto a Havertz conversation.
Do you know what? That was a good pass to Chilwell, though.
That was a good pass. Yes, it was a very good
pass to Chilwell.
But those type of things happen once in a blue moon. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not regularly. But what you will see regularly, right, is that little scoop lob pass he does. He loves that. He loves that little scoop lob finish.
But do y'all realize? Do y'all realize? Wait, real quick before Fred is a better finisher than Havertz. Fred from Manchester United. Fred.
Nah, I'm not having that. I'm not having.
Oh, you're not having what? Check the stats, bro. No. We talk facts. Hey, facts over emotions. This year, Fred.
I don't know if he's better. He's more consistent.
Fred has been a better finisher than Havertz this year. Facts over feelings, man. Facts over feelings.
Fred scored more goals
than
Chelsea put together.
I'm telling you, man,
Fred's definitely not a better finisher, man. He just gets himself in good positions to actually finish.
This year, he's a better finisher than Havertz, man.
Guys,
I'm telling you.
He statistically and factually has scored more goals than Chelsea in this year.
Man,
actually,
I just want to cry.
As of yesterday, no more, because we've got 7 goals now. He's got 6. So,
God, thank God.
One ahead.
But guess what? They played today. Don't talk too fast.
Okay. We're going to talk about three of the subs because I don't think Chalobah and Madueke had long enough to establish whatever. Let's talk about Gallagher. I think you're bringing on Gallagher to do a certain job. As soon as he gets towards the penalty area, if he does that, I'd prefer he can shoot all the time and try and create something.
Yeah, I agree with that. Shoot the ball.
I'd rather him shoot. I don't care if it goes wide. Just shoot. Do you know what I mean? Just shoot, because I don't want you trying and nutmeg someone or play a through ball when it's not in your game. Jimmy, I'll go for you first. Gallagher, overall, I thought he did okay. Nothing spectacular, but ask him to, when he goes further up the field, that's where you lose him. For me, he just doesn't have that. He doesn't have that up there to actually do what you're asking him to do. But what did you think about his performance?
I actually, when he came on, I didn't know what Potter was looking for.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest, I thought Gallagher played very well. He brought that intensity, that aggressiveness that we expect, like, the headless chicken. But it was a little bit more controlled. And then that play he made down in the corner, that's the type of energy. That, to me, that's game-winning type of energy. Like, that's the stuff that fuels your teammates. Like, if you tired and you see something like that, that's supposed to pick you up. Even though he just came on, he hustled.
Facts.
Like, because it was almost like the complete opposite of what Chilwell did on the other end. Like, when Chilwell had a chance to out the ball, out the side, and he let Aylan come kick the ball off of him, I almost lost my mind. It was almost the complete opposite, and it's like, it just shows you, like, that's what Gallagher brings. That's what he brings. And I agree with you. When Gallagher gets in the final third, shoot. Like, if I'd rather him shoot. Like, he actually has a decent shot. Right. Shoot. I don't need him trying to create. He kills me when he tries to create. Right. Or when he tries to do a turn and stuff like that.
With Gallagher, right? The guy, I'm sure when he was at Charlton, when he was on loan at Charlton, I think he was their top scorer that season. I need to double check that, but he was getting a lot of goals from midfield that season.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he scored 6 with Palace last year.
Yeah, with Palace, he's got a good.
Eight. It was 8. It was 8. Yeah, he does. That's why I said I'd rather see him when he get in that position, strike. And not only that, he puts his foot through the ball. So he has one of those shots to where if it just nick off of your shin, off of your hip or something, it could deflect and it's going in the back of the net. Like, that's what I like about his shot. Like, he got to take some more shots. He doesn't have like that silly putty shot that Havertz have. He shoots the ball. Like, he taking it like he's shooting it off the tee. Like, it's like a golf tee, opposed to like he's putting.
In a free. He's a perfect box to box in a free.
Yeah.
If you play a free,
I think perfect is a little bit
not perfect, but that's his perfect spot. Let's put it like that. Yeah. That's the perfect spot for him. He's not perfect at it.
I think Jimmy hit it right on the head for me. Like, for me, Gallagher, this is when you bring Gallagher into the game, when you need energy from the bench, guy to just run around, disrupt things and whatnot. That's his role in this Chelsea squad. We don't need him to score goals, create goals and whatnot. Yeah. Just come on, eat some minutes, give us some good energy off the bench. Yeah. There's not a lot of guys that can do that, to be honest.
Yeah. Take a foul if needed. Yeah, take a
just
foul.
Take the sting out of the game, man. And
I'll be honest.
Be a nuisance,
Yesterday in the group chat, when I saw Gallagher about to come on, I said, why the hell is Gallagher coming on? But
I did too.
Look, with Potter, what Potter said to him is, bro, I'm on my knees. I need my job. Please just come on and save me. Just run around, bring some energy, cause some mayhem. I need my job. Yeah, and that's exactly what he did yesterday. So he proved me wrong. I get the reason why he went with Zakaria and Connor. Again, it gives me no trust in this manager. I'm done with him, but I do get it. He's got a job to save, so that's the reason why he made those changes. So I get why he did it, but at the time I was a bit annoyed. Why is Connor coming on? But he did all right when he came on. To be fair, he did do all right.
No, that's understandable. Couch, I'll give you Zakaria.
I don't know. Again, he didn't really do much. Okay, I'm just talking for a sec, bud. This kid's wild, I'm telling you.
Body him up.
Right. But he did his he didn't really do much. Like I don't remember him having an incident in the game where I was like, "Wow, Zachariah came on and thank God he's on the pitch."
Yeah.
He just 8 minutes again, right? He came on at 8 minutes, soaked up some, made it harder for us to play through, which is kind of what you want. But in terms of like, controlling the game, build up play, any of that sort of thing, he wasn't really that involved. So
No.
I don't know. People again, like the same thing. How people are like, "Oh my God, Badia Shield."
Yeah.
I feel the same way about Zachariah, man. Like I don't know.
Understandable.
I don't trust that guy in possession as much as some people do. I think that if you give him the role that we gave him today, where you just wanted him to come in and just like disrupt things a bit, he can be effective, especially for 25 mil, if that's the number that they're talking about. But in terms of being like the guy that's going to unlock Enzo or whatever, he's not that guy for me. I'm just sorry.
Nah, but you said the right thing. I like him for 25 mil. He's definitely $25 million worth of player. He definitely can come and do a job. Yeah, he can do a job.
He can do a job, for sure.
He can do a job.
But outside of that, like he didn't do much yesterday that made me suggest that, like, oh my God, I'm so glad that he came on the pitch and gave us those. Like he wasn't really that involved, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know. I don't. Are we rating these guys, or are we just speaking about their game?
You can rate. You can rate them if you want to.
There's no reason to rate. I said what I had to say.
I mean, the thing is, it's like I do agree. There was no point when he came on where I went, "Phew, thank God Zachariah's here." Do you know what I mean? It's like, my God, thank God he's here. I think he was just basically getting minutes back in his legs.
Would you guys want to sign him permanently in the summer?
I don't know. I
wouldn't be against it.
If we signed
for the fee, I wouldn't be mad. For the fee, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
Because like you said,
I
he
wouldn't be
doesn't play a
against
lot. He doesn't play a lot, and when he comes in, like he at least gives you some energy. Okay.
If we signed him, I'd be okay. If we didn't sign him, I wouldn't go, oh my God, I can't believe we didn't sign him.
If we signed him for depth, I wouldn't be against it. Not at all. He's definitely a depth player.
100%. I think he was better before his injury. He's come back in. He's sort of bedded in. Hopefully we see the Zakaria that we saw against City soon.
Well, hopefully. Just see.
He could dominate cup matches,
And we'll the last sub we'll talk about is Carney. I'll let Jimmy kick off with Carney. Go ahead.
That's my guy, man. I love this kid, but it's like when he get in that final third, man, he lose, like, I don't know what it is. It's like he freezes,
Yeah.
But I love the way he plays. Like he was okay yesterday. It's just that I felt like he should have scored. I honestly felt like with the way that run of play was, I felt like the way that ball was on his foot, he should have scored, or at least got a shot on goal. I think if he would have at least got a shot on goal, we get a ricochet, something bounce back off the keeper, back onto something. But I'm tired of seeing us getting into that final third, getting in the box, and
he needs
no
to do?
shot.
He needs to change his boots, man. This guy's just slipping everywhere.
He's
every
always
game,
tripping and slipping and falling, and he's not getting off a shot. And it makes me wonder if is he actually tripping, or is it like a mental thing? You understand what I mean? Because he trips at the same spot every time. When he's in the midfield and when he's in the open play, he makes great runs. He'll make his 1-2 touches, knock it and move. But when he gets in that final third, when he gets in the box, it's like his feet get heavy.
Yeah, I think it's more. I don't know. I feel like it's more sort of nerves and maybe overthinking it, because if you actually watch
that's what I think is. That's what I think it is, man.
Yeah, if you watched him in his cameos against Villa, in the final third, he was actually doing all right in the final third for them. I'm sure he got an assist as well where he cut it back from the left side. I can't remember what game it was, but if you look at the clips of him at Villa, when he played for the first team, right, when he came in last season, he was okay in the final third. But obviously, Villa and Chelsea, two different animals, right?
Bigger stage. I can understand. He's still young. That's why I don't. Yeah. That's why I don't.
I don't know. I feel like with Potter, I don't know. I feel like he's not getting that full backing from Potter. Sometimes he's in the squad. Sometimes he's in the squad. He doesn't get on at all. We see him. We're probably not going to see him again for another few games. So, his time at Chelsea so far has been a bit all over the place. So he's a young player. So this is what you're going to expect from young players, right? But he'll come good in time.
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to play him in his preferred role. I like seeing that guy deeper. I want to see him play in a number 8 role.
100%.
Because for me, he reminds me, like when I watched him, even the Villa day, he reminds me of like don't kill me, but he reminds me of Pogba in a lot of ways. Just like stature wise, ability on the ball, runs from deep, like powerful ones from deep and whatnot. I think he can give us those types of minutes at his peak, like that kind of performance if he reaches his max. But I don't like him as a 7 or a 10 really. I think that's stretching him a little bit too far. Like he can play there obviously, but like I want to see him play a little bit deeper and be more involved in the build up because I think that's where it'd be most effective. I know that obviously the manager has to trust you especially when you're playing with a midfield 2 for the most part. He has to trust you to be defensively sound and aware all the time, and I don't know if he has that yet, but eventually I want to see him dropped into a deeper role in the midfield.
Yeah, I think at the moment with him, it's just being asked to do a job, and he's being sort of utilized pretty much everywhere on the pitch, right? So I think what you're saying is right, Couch. He definitely needs to play in his preferred position, and we'll definitely see the best of him. Remember him against City, that game when he hit the post? Like that was probably his best game that he's had for us.
Yep.
The whole time he's here, and he was in his preferred position, right? So yeah, hopefully, going forward, I've got no concerns. He's a young player. He'll come good with time, but yeah, we need to see him more in his preferred position going forward, hopefully.
And that's where we're going to call it, folks. Sorry, it's a short. We would have been on longer, but there was just some issues at the start. That was my fault. I do apologise. We will do a preview, I think, of Dortmund either tomorrow or Tuesday, maybe Tuesday.
So wait, we're not going to review the manager. We're not going to.
You want to review the manager? I thought we did. You want to review the manager? Okay, one more. The manager. One more.
Okay, well, no, I think I said I need to say I thought that he did what he needed to do to win the game,
right,
which was important for me. And I also thought that maybe the substitutions didn't make sense in terms of like what was on the bench, depending on what you wanted the game. But I thought he managed the game pretty well, to be honest. I hate to say that now because I'm still so indifferent to this guy, but
yeah,
he managed the game correctly for me. The starting lineup was interesting, and then he also had weapons on the bench, which is something that I always had a problem with this guy. He's the balance in the squad and not having the ability to change the game. I thought that even though you can say that it was a negative tactic to change the game, I thought it was effective because we won. That's the most important thing for me. So I'm not going to rate him, but I'm going to say I thought he was decent yesterday.
All right, Jimmy, Don, who wants to go through? No Oscar speeches.
Do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? Yesterday, I wasn't even looking at the tactics too much because the main thing for me was get a win. Get a win. However you've got to do it, get a win because we couldn't go into that game on Tuesday off the back of another loss, by the way, and no goals. So it is going to breed a bit of confidence within the team. So yeah, I think I'll just give him a standard 6. I would say it was nothing amazing. It was quite negative, but yeah, you got the win, got us out of there, got the 3 points. We move on to Dortmund.
Jimmy?
Yeah, whatever the average is, that's what he deserved. He didn't do anything to me. I had no problems.
Yeah.
Whether I disagree or agree with the subs, if the subs work, you win. What am I complaining? What could I really complain about? And like I said, I thought Gallagher played pretty well, and that was one of the subs. So he was all right. He was decent. I would have loved to see Mudryk, but you can't. It's probably a reason he didn't play.
I would say this. I didn't like it, what he did. I can understand what he did, given the circumstances. It's just me, I didn't like it. That was all. I'm not coming from, I don't understand why he did it. I just didn't like it. That's it. I understand where he's coming from. Given the circumstances, you want to grab any win as you can. I can understand it. I just didn't like it.
You know what it is? It's because of who we are as a club and the fact that we're playing Leeds. So we're not used to seeing such tactics. But in the context of coming up to Dortmund, coming off the back of 2 losses, needing to win this game. This was a must-win, like we've said. It was a final, right? So he had to do what he had to do to get over the line. I did not like the tactics at all. I wouldn't have done that if I was the manager, right? But we got the 3 points. That's the main thing. So, yeah, we definitely needed the win before Dortmund because that game is key, man. That game is key.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, we're going to finish now because there's another video coming, live stream on this channel. Is as Arsenal Chelsea, the Women's Super League Cup final. Charlotte will be hosting that, so jump on there. But also, I know Carefree Lewis has just started as well. So that'll be another epic stream.
Oh, Lewis is going? I'm going to raid
Lewis
that.
is on, Jimmy, so you're probably needed over there as soon as possible.
All right, fellas, I'm out of here. Big up everybody.
Big up,
everyone on Chelsea Fans TV, everyone on GNA TV for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We should be back maybe Tuesday for the preview of the Dortmund game. Like, share, subscribe to support both channels. And like
Andrew, well done again, by the way. Well done again.
Hey,
I know obviously getting back.
Yes, Andrew. Well done, brother.
Well
done.
It's all good. Anyway, I'm as good as my cast. But there we go. You know what I mean? It's all good. But yeah, like I say, Jen will be back Tuesday. Jen will be back first stream. Will be back probably Wednesday to do the review of the Chelsea game. Hopefully we're through. You know what I mean? That's because every Chelsea fan should, no matter how you feel about the manager, you should want us to go through on Tuesday. No
Absolutely.
How you feel
Inshallah.
about the you know what I mean? How we should be. But like I said, we want to thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Remember, it's Liverpool Man United this afternoon. Go and enjoy them kicking lumps out.
We could actually enjoy the game knowing that we've won the game.
Exactly. But thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
All right.